Gangsta's Paradise fiasco is probably one of the most infamous moments in Sonic history. Many claimed it was undeniable evidence that the movie as a whole was going to be terrible, and it even got individuals like The Wasted Time and myself, who don't normally make response videos to movie trailers, to talk about it. So, in response, the producers delayed the movie in order to clean up on Register 6, which kinda makes the claim that they made a bad Sonic model on purpose, knowing damn well that they would get this reaction much less probable. But it does kinda go to show that they aren't really all that familiar with the franchise, so I think it was a mistake that needed to happen. After the disaster that was the reveal trailer, I think it's obvious that a second trailer was warranted, so here are my thoughts on it. The biggest complaint that the majority had with the previous trailer was Sonic himself, and was ultimately the main reason the movie was pushed from a December to a February release. He has gloves instead of white hands now, his torso and mouth are beige again, and his face is... I don't know what it is. I just still don't like the design. Maybe it's the blue arms throwing me off. I know I don't like seeing the individual spikes coming off of his head. Maybe if they were thinner or more subtle in some way, then it wouldn't bother me as much. Regardless, he does technically look better. They seem to have eased up on the human-like proportions this time around. Not only does he look more cartoony, but he acts more cartoony as well. More of his jokes landed with me, and being delivered in a more fast-paced fashion, much like the blue blur he is, but there were still a few spots that just felt like they could have done something with, but didn't. Hopefully they took some time from the delay to re-record some of Sonic's lines, since the whole 10 million steps thing was just such a mainstream thing to say. The high-speed chases look pretty fun. I still don't know how the whole ring teleporting thing is gonna work. At first I thought Sonic was teleporting to other worlds, like I thought that the desert with the Pyramids of Giza in it was Sandopolis Zone from Sonic 3. When I saw the Great Wall of China, the first thing that popped into my mind was that Chunan level from Sonic Unleashed. I first thought, wow, I can't believe they're actually referencing that game, but no, it was just China. It looked too good to be true. It turns out the only other world we see him in is in Green Hill Zone, which is probably different from the Green Hills back in the first trailer. And speaking of Green Hill Zone, holy shit, it looked gorgeous. The palm trees, the multicolored rock squares, the striped grass, the waterfall, my god, I want to hang that shit on my wall. Regardless, I don't know if we're going to see any other zones in this movie. We saw at the end of the first trailer Dr. Robotnik and what looked like it could be Mushroom Valley Zone. Speaking of Dr. Robotnik, Jim Carrey was... he was okay. I think I can understand why some people may not like him. I've noticed that the majority of his jokes really amount to just him saying basic things loudly. I also recently realized something that probably should have been obvious, but I didn't because, well, I'm just doomed to be a retard for life. This is supposed to be Dr. Ivo Robotnik. That was a main concern that I had when I saw who was portraying him. I mean, I know that this movie is supposed to be an origin story of some kind, but this doesn't really feel like Robotnik as much as it just feels like, well, Jim Carrey. James Marsden was... not Chris Thorndike. Overall, after watching both trailers, my prediction is that the movie is just going to be okay. Which is better than what the first trailer suggested, believe it. But at the end of the day, it's still just a prediction. And after making this many videos regarding the movie, 2 live reactions and 2 final thoughts videos including this one, I just think it would be fair if I actually went to see this movie and gave it a short review of it myself. I don't really watch movies, so I wouldn't know the first thing about basic storytelling shit like character development and plot advancement, if that's even a thing. See? I'm just anticipating more of a hit-and-miss flick is all, but until February comes around, I'll just have to see the final product for myself. I'm the Negative Ion. See ya. And what the hell does Sonic know about car insurance?